Hey, how are you?
Hello.
You made it back safe, Parv?
I didn't travel, remember? I was actually in
Ah, oh,
I
but
was
you
in
went by car.
like a 40. Yeah. It was a 40-minute drive for me, right? I think it was a much longer commute for, like
Oh, yeah.
uh so
But I do think, if I remember my statistics right, it's safer to go by airplane than by car.
that's true. That's true. Let me post here. So Mike is going to be a little late. So I think we can all sign in here. I don't think there's a lot of agenda items. I put in a couple items that I thought about, were be of interest. And if there's anything else that we want to discuss, we can definitely do that. And sorry for the background noise. There's people cutting the lawn behind us, if you can hear it.
That's cool. At least I can't hear it. So.
Okay. So maybe the AirPods are working in terms of blocking out background noise.
I think they should.
I think a lot of people might be off or taking a break after KubeCon, so I think it might be a little bit of a quick meeting, I think, today.
Maybe just people are confused because Europe entered or stopped the daylight time saving period. So maybe they are 1 hour late.
Oh, we haven't yet, actually. That's
No,
this...
you haven't, but we did.
Oh,
in Europe.
I
This
see.
is
I
a
see.
great
Maybe
week of confusion. Every meetings
that could.
are potentially shifted depending on who created the meeting.
Oh, that could be what it is. Okay. Huh. I posted in the Slack channel. I don't want to. So let's see if anybody else joins, but. I think we can get started. People join as they come in. We'll see. Okay. So just I think it was a very people were at KubeCon, so not a lot of things going on. So I think like the first thing we can just quickly talk about is just like if there's any interesting talks or anything you saw at KubeCon that worth mentioning here in the group. It is being recorded, so we can if some people kind of want to come back to it later, they can definitely take it and see if there's any kind of talks that they missed that were of importance.
For me, I think the good one were the one I watched was like there was SBOM X-ray superpowers by Brandon Lim. There was a presentation on Fresca, which I think was you and Mike.
Yes.
And then the presentation of Guac was pretty good as well, which was Mike and Mihai. Yeah. And then I don't remember, but at least there were a few good ones, which I think was very relevant for the topic.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Shripad.
Hey, Pat. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, I think there's some confusion with daylight savings and time changing. So people are like, and Mike is out this morning. I think he said he was running a little bit late. So I'm just running the meeting in the meantime. and it might be pretty quick. If there's any kind, I posted the document in chat so you can sign in. And if you have any kind of agenda items you want to speak about, we can definitely do that. Right now, we're just kind of talking about, KubeCon in terms of, if there's anything interesting or people should check out and all those kind of things.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I don't have any topic, but yeah, I think Frederick was mentioning there was some really good topic at KubeCon. So.
Yeah, I think Tetragon got a lot of spotlight, eBPF Day. So there's a lot of talk about Tetragon and multiple different talks. I spoke about it. I know Cole Kennedy spoke about it in terms of integrating it with Witness. And there was a whole eBPF Day, and there's people were just very interested in, because it makes it so easy to start capturing, runtime processes within Kubernetes itself, because it all automatically isolates based off pods and namespaces. So I think that was also something of interest. I was going to put Tetragon in general. What else? Okay, awesome. I think we can keep moving forward. So one of the things that I think we discussed last meeting was like the validity of actually, no, sorry, this is for SBOM or for SLSA attestations. But the other thing that we were also looking into was in terms of SBOMs, right? How valid are SBOMs in terms of like, hey, like, are they capturing their information? Are they worthwhile? Like, are they just doing it for compliance sake, or are they actually capturing information that's actually useful for, for downstream and so forth? So one of the things we're talking about actually at the CDF was, and I think Justin is, I think he's California time, so he might not be able to join us. But Justin Abrams from eBay had a great suggestion in terms of generating an SBOM scorecard, and he actually has that posted in the SLSA tooling Slack channel here. I think he just publicized one of the things that he was working on internally. Quickly, just and I can post a link to that here in the channel or in the chat. Oops. This is that scorecard piece. So what this is basically is meant to do is kind of act like, how scorecard acts for repos and so forth. Is like, hey, can we grade how good SBOMs are in terms of, are they valid to the spec? Are they capturing information that we need? Are they containing hashes and so forth? Like, how good are they? So this gives us an ability to, if we kind of know, like, yes, some of these tools are generating better SBOMs than others. How do we fix them and so forth? And we can, grade those, keep adding features to it and keep grading different things like SPDX and CycloneDX. I think for now, what he did in this POC is just like start capturing an XPDX one and just see, okay, what information is there and what is missing, basically. So that's the POC. I'm interested in helping him out. So we're discussing, and I'm going to work on it probably this afternoon and start adding in some more features, start capturing other information. And then I think we definitely want to have some kind of a grading schema. So I think we'll take a initial stab at figuring out what kind of a grading scheme we would want, and then come back to the community, kind of review that and see if people think that, if that makes sense.
So is it the idea is essentially to have a validator kind of thing, like validate the SBOM eventually? Like
so not validate, I think it's more of a scorecard. You know how scorecard kind of works right now?
Yeah,
kind of do the same.
Exactly. So based on that information, right? It says, let's say 50% have license and this thing, right? So what do we do? What action do we take with that information?
I think what we want is either you can start creating issues or start, fixing those upstream projects. Be like, hey, look, this is not creating the proper things. Maybe there's an issue with the upstream project, or right, it kind of gives us more evidence to push back on some of the projects, being like, hey, look, you guys are generating SBOMs, but they're not as complete or as accurate as we need them to be, kind of thing. So maybe we can make some kind of right, we can make evidence-based requests to improve it, improve open source projects.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll at least know the gaps, right? Like
exactly. Yeah.
I just saying 80% have CPEs, so we know which doesn't have CPE, right? Right now we don't have that insight. Yeah.
Right. So if we can start like, hey, just have an automated way of just validating which, and just starts throwing a bunch of SBOMs in there and see what it looks like, right? Then we can have a much deeper understanding. And I think that's what we're trying to get to. So, and
awesome.
yeah, like we can start fixing them. I think because I think the more quality data we have, right, the better things we can do with it. And if they're just SBOMs are being generated just for compliance sake and not including much information, then it's not helping anybody, right? So that's the overall goal for this project. So it's very much in its infancy. Like I think John Abrams has literally started working on it on yesterday or something. So I'm definitely going to help him out with that. And if anybody else on the call is interested, you can definitely join up and just start hacking our way through it. Any other questions on that? All right. Any other topics that we want to discuss? That's all I had actually. So we can keep it short. If there's any other topics, we can definitely chat about it quick.
Nothing from me.
And I apologize, maybe I should have done this in the beginning. I'm not sure if you are new to the call, but if you would like to do a quick introduction, and we can do a quick intro, sure.
Yeah, myself Anand. So I've been Microsoft for more than 5 years now, and I recently joined this open source security group. So I'm just exploring various security groups right now. So this is my first meeting here, actually. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. There's a bunch of salsa meetings, so this is one of them.
Okay.
And there's also an overall salsa community meeting that happens. I don't have it on my calendar. If someone else knows exactly when the community meeting happens. Oh, salsa biweekly sync. Okay, yes, there it is. So that's going to happen next Thursday.
Okay.
At 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's a more overarching meeting that people kind of come together and talk about, the various things that they're working on from these various different working groups, right? This is a salsa tooling group, and then there are positioning and so forth. There's a bunch of other ones that people kind of join and talk through different topics. So this one is specifically on the actual tooling around it in terms of generating salsa and how we can improve it and so forth, and what their gaps are.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I think we can end this early. Thank you everyone for joining. I think we'll definitely have a much greater attendance next time once everyone's clocks are in order and KubeCon fatigue is out. So, all right, everybody have a good day. Thank you.
Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.